Whoa, greetings. All right, and connect. And yeah, to give those out there a little bit of idea what happened at their webinar. I felt the angels are going to come through. And then the insectoids came through instead. It was like this big conversation going on. I thought Archangel Michael was going to come through. And then the insectoid came through. So interesting. So I guess they break out the red carpet or something like that. That's why it takes some time. I'm not sure what's going on. So it's all good. So much love, blessings. I do feel they do need healing, that's for sure. They've been through a lot. Okay, I got that. Interesting. That's why they come through. And it's always unexpected, too. Because I did have an idea of who was going to... Oh, I thought a carrion race is going to come through. The bald eagle. They were around. I thought they were going to come through. So anyway. Well, they might come through for this. So, all right, blessings. Greetings, this is Redmond from Sirius B. Blessings. Yeah, so there was a conversation going on earlier, but we might go into that later. Greetings to your race. There is a galactic update, but not at this time. So whenever you're ready, we'll be happy to connect to your people. Blessings.
Yes, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Okay, the first question is from Shalma. I'm feeling something was inserted into my left shoulder blade. Can you check for me what it is, please?
Yes, it was a reptilian probe. I believe it's also been removed at this time. It was just mostly for monitoring purposes. I won't have to bring you much worry. You do have a clan around you that is protecting you at this time. I believe it was actually of a positive nature. It might seem of negative, but it was not. It was more positive, but it's just some things they can't go into right now. But blessings.
Okay. And her second one is a message to my guides. My guides keep telling me to be patient, and I have been waiting for a positive outcome for more than a few months now with no outcome. Not to mention their broken promises made me so frustrated. Please tell them to stop bullshitting me. I'm seriously considering to hire a few new guides to help my situation.
For a moment. For a moment. Well, what they say is to see the future is of the unknown at this time. So it will be of the unknown for now. What is coming through is, one moment. The things they say is for a good reason, but also is to, what they are saying is on your end, you have to make some inroads, meaning movement. This is why certain things are not happening. That's what they say. Blessings.
Okay. And next is from Stephen Davies. Any advice for me to help my awakening will be great. I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
connect with nature, but also realize, no, you're not doing anything wrong. Meditation will bring much assistance, but I believe you are doing this already. But to connect to nature, meaning have a walk, but just give things a gradual let things take their time. One thing about humans, they want things fast. In this case, there's nothing wrong with taking it slow. Thank you.
Okay. And the second one is, what can you tell me about my Orion past lives? Thanks a lot.
Much of it was war, but also of peace as for rebuilding and terraforming planets for a life to be added to it later. So you did more of a terraforming of worlds in many solar systems before life was added to it. Of course, there's already life there, but a human life or a animal type of bird life, or you, I believe you understand what I'm speaking of. That's all I have for this time.
Okay. I'm not sure if these questions were asked, but I'll ask them anyway. From Thomas Pedersen. Any advice for connecting with my mother again? I think she got angry when I told her about my reptilian past. She called me evil. I feel it's best just to send love messages. I feel she is giving me the same treatment as her father got. Any advice?
Well, yeah, she does not like your transition. So, yeah, she is barking at you quite a bit. Much of that is part of the feline part of her. She is just, there is a reptilian part, also a feline part that she is not wishing to connect with. There's much fear within her also, what you are connecting to, as you can tell. But she does not realize she is a walking, talking feline. She just does not see it. And she is connected to the reptilian also, but she is a very much of a feline nature, and that is her protecting herself, not realizing that the rest of humanity is going to fly into this direction eventually, as for this awareness. Remember, on your planet, there's much that was talking about race, how one race was better than the other. But same here as for your alien connections. It's the same thing. So it's just the way it's going to have to be on your world. Blessings. Much love to you.
Okay. And his second one is, I feel many extraterrestrials are here and visit. Lately, it's been tingling very intense on the earlobes. It's almost impossible not to tingle back. Are these the guides or the extraterrestrials?
These are the guides. Nothing to worry about, though. They're just tuning you from what it seems like at this time, opening you up to more connections. That's what I see at this time. Blessings.
Okay. And next is Raw N. Which archangels do I have the strongest connections with?
Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel at this time.
Okay. And what am I doing in astral? Thank you and much love.
Interesting enough, connecting with the Orion Council at this time. Understanding your place here in this earth, meaning you're bringing much of their knowledge to this planet. And also letting your human self become more aware of your connection with them. But the Orion Council, you've been on your planet, you realize that how some do bring food to certain areas that have been beaten up by weather. In some ways, you are doing this. Think of that the same way you're doing to this world. This world's been beaten up by other beings, and you're bringing information here, as many are. I believe you can connect to this as a highway of information within you connecting to this. Much more you're doing. You're also doing much of the feline race at this time. But they're not going into detail with that. Thank you. Blessings.
Okay. And next is Donna Riggs. Can you tell me more about the process of instrumental trans communication, or is there an easier way to communicate with the crossed over?
One moment. Well, the crossover would be easier, yes. But it's up to you to connect to that. But as for it being all that important, this reality is not so much. That from what I'm picking up at this time. That's up to you. How far you want to go with that. But that is all I have for that. Blessings.
Okay. And second one is, What am I doing specifically in astral with my higher self, and are there any messages? Much love.
Getting to know your family on a different plane. In the astral, you're talking to your family. You are having a great time with their family. Of course, when you come in this incarnation, it's not always the case. With certain individuals within your family, as I can see. But as for messages, just to be patient with those around you. They will awaken to your connections eventually. You are getting close to them, actually. And there's many in your family are very much feline also, and that will come through more clearly. And many of them been in the Orion Wars, and maybe we'll be able to connect with that also. So there might be some hostility connected to aliens because of fear. Blessings to
you. Okay. Now, Shannon Griffin, my husband would like to know when he will be able to get a job as a safety technician in his industry.
It's hard to always connect to these type of things. It's up to you. It does seem like a couple of months. That's up to the vibration of your planet, but it does seem a couple months down the road. But not see soon at this time. But that can change, of course. Thank you. Blessings.
Mm-hmm. And are there any messages for me from Shannon Griffin?
Yes. It's said to connect to your angels more to bring in more of a positive energy. As for what you wish to manifest also. Action brings this manifestation in also. So it's up to you to change your vibration. As for connecting to job, it is to make movement on your side more. But yes, there's a limitation of jobs also, and there's places where if you need income quickly, it will have to be done to places that where you do not want to find a job, but wherever it is to make ends meet. That is what they're at one moment. But it's all up to you. But connecting to your angels will bring a more clear message. Because the message is mostly for you, but for here it is more public. But the message, you do it on your privately, it will come more clearly, hopefully. Blessings.
All right. Stephanie Ritterman asked, can I have healing for my lungs? They don't seem to be clearing up. What is causing this?
One moment. Interesting enough, much is going into astral. What's going on at this time? It's going into this vibration. You're connecting to many reptilians, it seems, in your astral presence. So much of that is leaking into this. That is a weird word to say, but it is coming into this reality. That is what's causing this. As for clearing, an Andromedan connection will bring in much assistance. As for infusion, as far as we know, will work. We will send you assistance, and 5% will do much good. Blessings to you.
And our second question is, do I have any messages? Much love.
One moment. Yes, the Palladians at this time said they're around you very much at this time. Opening up horizons to new things and closing down old habits also. As you say, a new direction opening for you soon. They can't go into details on that. Blessings to you.
Okay. And next question is for Symmetry. Any messages for me?
Yes, it seems to be interesting enough for you. You've been connecting much of the Reptilian Council recently, asking for a way off of Earth. I believe you're aware of this. It has not gone too well. As you can see, you're still here. But it's been quite humorous for them. But you're asking also for assistance to make this life a little bit easier to make it more worth your while. And they are working with you. They can't go into details for a moment. But your reptilian connections are, as much humor with them, drinking. It is I don't want to go, it is graphic, but anyway, it's all good. There's females there, there's just, anyway. Kind of like a frat party, but a little bit more. Anyway, blessings to
you. Okay. And, okay. Well, he answered his next question, which was, when will my life become more interesting?
That answer is up to, I'm sure if I can even answer that. It's up to you, but they can't tell you that.
Mm.
That's all. No, thank you. Apologies. They cannot be answered.
Mhm. Okay. And next is Esther 2 from Betty. Question 1. She would like to know if there is any messages from her dad.
Just to be patient. I believe this one is trying to find his direction. Yeshua's energies could assist, but also he's connected to the Blue Palladians. This will bring much assistance. As for family, if he connects to them, he will feel like family is all around him. In times of hardship, they've been around. I do see a tear come from his eyes. As for him connecting with us is unknown, but his connection with them is very, very dear. Blessings.
Okay. And her second question is she wants to know the message from her angel guide or higher self in regard to direction in life.
They do say spiritual direction will be good for you. As for queering your vision, connect to the angels, connect to Archangel Michael. There's also a female version of Archangel Michael that you can connect to. One moment. I would just leave it with that. As for a feminine side of Archangel Michael, to clear out so you can see more clearly. But as for a direction, that's up to you. In some ways, mystery is there for a reason, for you to move things around, change things in your life, to bring meaning to it. One moment. One moment. But they do say a spiritual direction. As for Reiki is a possibility or anything to healing arts. Also, the ability of reading minds is with you. Be surprised. But that is up to you to connect to. That might take some time for it to be fully functional, but it does live within you because the telepathic ability is quite strong with you.
Okay. And next is from Kina 30400. Why I always had difficulties in my brain in retaining and excelling. Why I always had difficulties in my brain in retaining and accessing school teachings.
It's because of these teachings on this planet are not exact. You have many Andromedan origins, and this knowledge on this planet does not really retain because it's not of, feel of it is of any importance. Because it's the way it's delivered, the way it is used on this planet, it is foreign to you. That is why these things do not hold on. They don't have any logic in your creation. You have your own knowledge already, which is sufficient enough, and it was sufficient in other realities. This one has its own type of knowledge that is trying to bake into everyone. It's not always for everyone. And that's what this world will eventually learn. Everyone is different. They know that everyone's different, but they still treat it as everyone's the same, as you can tell in the teaching methods here on this planet. It is kind of getting better, but still a disaster from the most point of view. So the knowledge within you is what's important. But yes, you realize that for finding a job is quite difficult but yes, you're very alien at this time. So that is why, though, you're just very alien. And you have to have many incarnations here, possibly, that works sometimes as becoming more human. But yes, it's not meant to be easy here. Blessings to you.
Okay. And the next question is, one day I went to a doctor, I was irritated, and I lighted myself like Dragon Ball Z. What was that?
One moment. I do not understand this question completely. He saw himself as fire, or
Yeah, I think that's what they're saying.
he saw himself. Yes, well, yes, part of the dragon type of energies. Yes, as a being that has fire around it. Yes, it's all very real. Oh, yes. There's another reason why you have difficulties connecting to this reality. But in that, you are, yes, very comfortable in that regard. And this one, it is very difficult. Yes, a fire starter is what they call you. A humanoid that can create fire. Yes, a fire starter. I believe that's what the name of it is. Yes, it is. And of a human form, and it's just a human that creates fire. And there's other realities where this is much normal. And this world, it will be. This world has a long way to reconnect to that, but it will eventually. Blessings to you. Blessings.
That's cool. Next is Daria. Any messages from my higher self on my Zeta Gray mom?
Well, yes, it say be patient with your Zeta Gray mother. But you've been connecting a lot in astral, also healing your mother at this time. In many ways, you are the mother of your mother. I believe you're aware of this. And you're teaching her great things. And you've been her mother in many lifetimes. In this incarnation, I believe this is your last incarnation here, if you choose so. So it was just a comfortable fit because you've been have so many lifetimes together. But as for messages, only thing I'm being told is all is going well. They're not going into details. Blessings to you.
Okay. Second question is, any messages from you to me? From you to Daria?
Yes. Well, yes, you're connected to the Galactic Federation light on a daily basis of your astral conditions. One moment. There's also many weather patterns. You're part of worlds that are of Palladian worlds that are still in their infancy that you've been connected to a lot recently. Also, bringing your knowledge to them, but also bringing their knowledge to this reality to help open this world up because there's many new souls that are connected to that Palladian world that are coming to this world. Also, to bring their knowledge. As for understand, the more alien you are, even the younger soul you are, the more easier it is to connect to your alien origins. The older you are, sometimes it's not as always easy. But of course, when you incarnate a world like this as a younger soul, you have to go by the burdens, and many do have a lot of issues coming into this reality, but they connect very easily back to the source, of course. So you're bringing much assistance to this. This is the grand plan for this early. As this earth begins to crack itself open, many of these beings are already here, and many more to come. Blessings to you.
Okay. And next is Marianne 9999. Any messages for me from Archangel Michael?
Yes, he says, one moment, to heal the past with his energy. But he shows a young man around you. Maybe not too young, but younger. Not too young. He's not going into details of that. He says you will know what that means. This is much mystery there. That is all. Blessings.
Okay. And second question is, how are my chakras doing? Much love.
Your heart chakra, yes, has been through much because of past lives. Medieval lifetimes that were not easy. You had many childhood lifetimes there that were very unfit for a child. I believe you were aware of your histories. And you're going through the healing process of those things. I will send you energy, but the sun energy would be good also to visualize the sun energy around your heart chakra to let these things leave. Blessings to you. For the most part, that's all that is I see issue with. Blessings.
Next, Carol McLaughlin. Carol McLaughlin, are there any messages for my sister Glenna?
Yes, there's much reptilian energies around her at this time, but nothing to worry. Also, angelic reptilian energies around her at this time of much positivity. She's going in astral with them all the time. Much recently. There's also young ones around also. Only reason they're doing this is to help her remind herself there's much more in this reality. As she is chipping away of what is going on. This might not necessarily fit into her as for answering what is going on in her life. is not there to do that. But in some ways, it can't ask for what is going on in her timeline currently. This is to help her add some relief in her timeline currently. Blessings.
Mhm. What are the galactic origins of my sister Glenna? Much love to you.
Reptilian, Arcturian, yo. That is all I have for now.
Okay, and that's all the questions for tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for always to connect to your energies. There is a slight galactic update. One moment. Your Palladian races are increasing their energies here, but yes, humanity has some time to grow. Within your government systems on much Palladian, there's been a shift in control within your black project situations. A change of regimes, but business as usual, but also a grand change in regimes right now. One moment. And you're going to see some of it in your world shortly. Mostly in your next year, see things that you can't understand as for why government is doing this and that. Much of it is your black projects moving around. You might see it somewhat in your news, maybe of question mark, but no, not understand it. I believe that's already going on, but you're going to see an increase of it next year. As for it being seen as another story, well, we can tell you now, it is happening. Blessings to you. Much love to your human race. Love always. Blessings. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you all. Blessings, and have a good night. Sure.